And we're back for another episode. In this episode, I'm going to be doing the main scenario quests introduced in patch 2.2. So, we are here at the Rising Stone, which is the new camp for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, because they had to move from Vesper Bay to here so that they would be independent of any nation. And that happened in the 2.1 story, which you can check out on my YouTube channel. So I'm back here with Minfilia, so we will see what we have to do. So the quest is called, the first quest in 2.2 is called Still Waters. So it says, Minfilia has a new assignment for you. So truly there is no rest for the weary. Scarce I had begun to make myself a home when I received a request for assistance from the Amagina and Sons mineral concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifest were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals and only crystals were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The Brass Blades charged with investigating the thieves believe that someone within the concern is selling crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thieves acts not out of self-interest but in the service of a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the Blaze to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Yestola when you arrive. She and Fanquid have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. Okay, so we're going to go to Horizon. So to get there quickly, you can just teleport, so I'm going to do that now. Here's your Stola. So she says, Mithrie, your assistance is most welcome. I've already spoken at length with the Brass Blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might better be spent in conversation with Fufu Lupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If all eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Okay. So here's Fufu Lupa. So it says, oh, hello there, Mithrie. Sorry, hello there, Mithrie, was it? Yestola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantities of crystals stolen, but I dare say it might be greater than... but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden garage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints in the Royal Allegan Sunway. Alas, my colleagues have no mounts with which to give chase. However, our scouts have reported seeing a cart of the same description bound for Eastern Fanaland. These could be our thieves, don't you think? We must inform Yestola at once. Okay, so let's tell Yestola. So she says, speeding carriage, that would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amalja do have a foothold in Eastern Fanaland. Thancred is already afield with a unit of brass blades. I shall instruct him to take up a position to the east of the Beastman's encampment. Pray join him there. So we're gonna go now to Thancred, who's in Eastern Fanaland, and the quickest way to get there is to teleport to Camp Drybone. So let's go. You seem to return to Camp Drybone so often that's why I've got it as one of my favourite destinations. So, beautiful sunny day here in Eastern Fanaland. Almost there. There is Thancred. So he says, Mithrie, for once it is you who is fashionably late. We seized the errant carriage and its excitable coachman is not long ago. In all my years I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest. Sadly not. The coachman had no hand in the crystal thefts, and judging by my survey of their encampment, neither did the Amalja. But let's discuss this in Ystola's presence, shall we? I'll see you back in Horizon. Okay, so let's go to Horizon again. Here is Thancred. So he says, against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spat of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it might be, I shall inform Urianga of our progress or lack thereof.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm now talking to Thancred. This bit's actually voice acted.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
So apparently Thancred is British. How about that?
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Oh, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Apparently Urianga is British as well. How about that?
You can tell by the way they talk, even in their text.
Well, he's speaking Old English. You know, it's not like British people talk that way.
No, true.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we travelled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
So just the girl with the purple outfit speaking to us. So, okay, that's the end of the quest, Still Waters. So I just got the achievement, A Realm Awoken, which is just an achievement for progressing through the story mode. So now the next quest is called A Final Temptation. It said Thancred wishes to discuss how to proceed with the investigation. So he says, any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufu Lupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. Okay, so let's talk to Fufu Lupa. So Y'shtola says, and what of the brass blades of the rose? Can you say for certain that none were involved? To be honest, I cannot. I have done my utmost to purge the corruption from our ranks since Captain Baldwin was brought to justice. But of those who remain, well, let's just say that there are many whose wants exceed their wealth. I fear the presence of a traitor would go some way to explain how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long. It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufulupa. Indeed, if for reasons of security the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. But such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as willy as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner travelling without escort, so as not to attract undue attention. But who? I see, yes, the concern may well elect to do that. But to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hamalia. A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Mithrie? Alas, the role of the Mikote miner is taken, so you will lie in wait to the north, and I will do the same to the south. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. So Thancred said, call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. So I'm just heading now to the destination to lie in wait for the thieves. So here is the destination. This is obviously a fight given the purple glowing of it. Okay, so two random monks to defeat. even more thieves, okay. I pretty much one-shot these archers, because I'm obviously a better bard. So anyway, here is Y'shtola dressed up as a miner, which is kind of funny. She looks really nice as a miner. So Y'shtola says, stubborn to the last as expected. You are unharmed. Here's Thancred. So it says, a gang of Seawolf thieves and Infanaland no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Seawolves, all of them? Aye, and all with the same taste in facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon then, Fupalupa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. Okay, so we're gonna quickly run back to Horizon, which is just there, like 20 meters away, and talk to Fupalupa. Okay, so here's Fupalupa. So let's see what he has to say next. So he says, on behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of Blaze dispatched to detain him, and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that Somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, but he was quite strong. A sea-wolf, Limson-born and raised. If I believe, but do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. So Thancred is getting a message through his link pearl, so he says, yes, she's standing next to me. Understood. Our fear of time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed, or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? That's funny. So they're making fun of the fact that Mithrie just nods at everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the next quest. So the next quest is called the Mother of Exiles. So, is this a quest you're on, or?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so do you want to come to Horizon so we do it together?
Yeah, mine's directed me to Momodi though, who's an Aldar, so I think I'm on the same quest, but slightly further along.
Sure. If you wait, then exactly where you are, and I'll see if I catch up to you very soon. So the quest is called Thancred has information on your next assignment. So the antecedent bid me tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alphanode awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident. I am not privy to the details. While you do whatever that is. It is that Alphanode has planned for you, I shall endeavour to track down our treacherous Brass Blade, and when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Okay, so I'm going to quickly run from Horizon to Vesper Bay.
Lovely that we're still going to Vesper Bay, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I've done this journey 415,000 times, maybe? Maybe 416, something like that.
Yeah, I got so excited when they moved to Mordona, but no, we're still going there.
Yeah. One thing I realised as well, that a quick way to actually get to Vesper Bay, if you happen to be in, say, Limsa, is to just take the ferry, which is right next to the Arcanist Guild, because it takes you directly to Vesper Bay.
Yeah, that's what I often do.
And it's only 80 gil, so why not? So, almost there. We're going to talk to... Let's see. Yeah, we're going to talk to Alpha Node, which is the brother from the twins, and Elise is the sister. And it's easy to get them confused because they look very, very similar. Basically, Elise has a long ponytail. That's a way to identify her. So here is Alpha Node. Well, I mean, he's got a ponytail as well, but I think hers has got like some red ribbon on it. So anyway, Alpha Node says, "You are late. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, the vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Dona, yes? In Orfard? Well, like the rest of the nations of the eastern continent, it is ruled by the Gallian Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Aldar, Mithrie. Unless I am mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken, we will find the Domans bickering with the Sultan Swan on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings. Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume that they may be being pursued by some, and if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Aldar. Okay, so let's now teleport straight to Aldar. We need to go to the Royal Promenade, which is basically just up here. So the quickest way to get there is to take the Aephorite Shard to the... I think it's called the Command. So let me quickly check. Or the Royal Chamber.
Chamber of Rule?
Yeah, Chamber of Rule, that's the one. So remember, when you get to a town, you can use the main big Aephorite to access the Aethernet. You don't have to just be at a small one. So we see here, Aethernet, Chamber of Rule, teleport straight there. Okay, so I need to run to the south. Aha, cutscene. So, it matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness? Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask you again. You know not what you do. So I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart, I know his kind well. I hope that you will find me more to your liking. Alpha Node Levia, at your service, a friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique in this part of the world, at least. Few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. Okay, so I need to seek to Alpha Node at the quicksand obviously being the Adventurers Guild of Ul'dah. So I will use the Aethernet Shard to teleport straight to the Adventurers Guild. So Aethernet Shard, Adventurers Guild.
You're very nearly caught up with me, I think.
Okay, so I need to talk now to... yeah, here's Alpha Node.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Lady Yugiri, that's her name.
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Oh, that was a long cutscene. So now I'm going to talk to Yugiri. So Yugiri says, if I may, madam, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for some several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me, good madam. If you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Okay, so now we're going to talk to Momodi. So this is the same part you're on, or?
Possibly.
Okay, so Momodi says, Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Mithrie? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the Morrow Sea, but just sent word they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call on Friedrich and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Okay, so I need to go now to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, which is this way actually, so let's go.
I have done this bit actually, but you're very, very nearly caught up with me.
Okay. Okay, so here's one merchant. So he says, she's in business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mistress Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. So let's hand over Momodi's letter, which says, instructions panned by the Quicksand proprietress to deliver foodstuffs to the Waking Sand. So he says, I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man that can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Okay, then next, talking to Catherine. So, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions. So again, handing over the letter. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Okay, so now we're going to return to Momodi.
That sentence actually reminds me of some people's attitudes in the UK actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Towards refugees.
Yeah, but I guess let's just see how Momodi handles it, because I guess by all means, if she has to spare food, she might as well use it. So Momodi says, they didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. Okay, so let's talk now to Yugiri. So Yugiri says, I dare not hope for such magnanimity. I need to really look up some of these words. Much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. That's another cutscene. So Alpha Note says, Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience. Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the royal prominence at once. You have done much for us, Master Alpha Node. I swear we shall return the favour. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favour you fairly won with your words, and it is with words you must win the favour of the syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the syndicate of the true meaning of the philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Dolmens are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. Just before I continue, I noticed this sort of thing that Alphanode holds on his back. It reminds me of the sword that Lightning has in Final Fantasy 13. The way it sort of folds and stays behind his hip.
Too.
That makes me wonder if that's the sort of weapon he has.
That would be really cool if he has a gunblade like Lightning.
Absolutely. So let's now head to the Royal Promenade. We need to speak with Rauban. So I need to teleport now to the Chamber of Rule again. Okay, so here's Rauban. So, pleasure, Mithrie. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes, the law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage hath fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
Wow, that was a long cutscene. So I'm going to accept just randomly these bronze pieces, I guess. So the next quest is called Promises to Keep. So Roban would like you to discuss how to handle the Doman refugees. So as you observe, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft I have wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. But I will waste no more words on him, not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone follow me to the halls of flames. Okay, so we're going to go now to the Hall of Flames, which is right here. So we can teleport back to the Aetheryte Plaza and go from there. Okay, there's Roban. So the Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving that the matter be reconsidered. The Monitorists have made their positions clear. Agreed, Uldar is not an option. Nor are Limsa, Leminza or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs, which leaves our Dominid friends confined to a ship. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of being of better treatment. Wow, that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Minfilia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap, or even just a few days? Excellent, I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphanode. The headquarters of my order, the Science of the Seventh Dawn, stands in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comfort of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Tolls have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands. Hard labour, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike those which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Uldar, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphanode, once again, I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people go to is one of hard labour and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they will safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Aldinian Adventurer's Guild can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Mithrie. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. Okay, so I'm going to return now to the Adventurers Guild to speak to Alpha Node. Okay, here is Alpha Node. So, we are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Mamodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General, and is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed, but the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When the government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well, we should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Uldar, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. It sounds like we all have work to do, Lady Yugiri. Let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? So, Mistress Mamodi is quite right. There is much to be done, Mithrie. I would like you to visit Gigi Yon, the 77 Caravans representative in Scorpion's Crossing, to ensure that everything goes according to plan. Okay, so let's go now to the Scorpion Crossing, which is right here. So the quickest way is to teleport out of the gate of the Sultana. Okay, so carrying on. Let's head now to the Scorpion Crossing. Thankfully very, very close to Uldar. So, Gigi Yon says, "Welcome, madam, welcome. May I say what an honour and a privilege it is to serve you. Our finest carriages have been set aside for your use, and each will be driven by a highly experienced coachman. save for one. Beg pardon? Why not all of them? Well, there was an incident, you see. Nothing bad, I hasten to add, and I had no choice but to discipline the fellow responsible. Alas, he proved unduly discouraged by this and elected to leave our employ. A pity, really. He was so familiar with the route in question. Why, under different circumstances, it's very likely that I would have chosen him to oversee this very caravan. A thought occurs to me. You are an accomplished adventurer, are you not? Then mayhap you could go with the coffer and coffin and persuade the fellow in question to return? Needless to say, noble madam, I would never suggest such a thing were it not in your best interest. It is just that a venture of such import would seem to me to demand the very best, would you not agree? Okay, so we're gonna go speak to someone at the coffer and coffin. So I'm going to teleport now to Blackbrush in central Fanalan. Here they are. So it says, lead your van, bugger off, me driving days are done. Gigion saw to that, wouldn't listen when I tried to tell him what happened. Reported to the Blaze, he says. 'Twas the goddamn Blaze what took me stuff in the first place. To him it's all excuses and whining, of course. Tells me I've got to pay for the missing goods out of me bleeding pocket. The nerve of that bastard. 'Tweren't only his stuff as got robbed. They even took me ring, and I was gonna give me lass, you know. But does he give two shites about me and what I lost? Does he bollocks? Okay. So let's see. So it says, reassure the hurrying coachman with a wordless leave it to me. You mean to say that you'll take care of it? Get the stuff back and everything? Praise the 12. Things are finally starting to look up. I hear tell the Horse Sons take it all to somewhere in Nofika's wells. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Ain't like they got to hide their doings, being blades and all. But you'd best be careful, miss. They ain't like to return what they just took because you asked polite. Okay, so let's go now to Nofika's wells, which is back here. So we're gonna I think it's just equal distance from Horizon and Uldar, to be honest. So I'm going to teleport to Uldar, and then I'm going to exit straight out of the Gulfs of the Sultana and run from there. So let's see, Aifana, Gate of the Sultana. Let's run. So I do like that the main scenario keeps continuing, it keeps getting expanded on. So I wonder where the journey will eventually take us. Like eventually the story will take us to the Garlean Empire, which they hinted at for the expansion, but that is way off. Like we're not going to hear any details about that probably for at least another year. But I am very curious to see other lands other than Eorzea. So I don't just mean like other little places surrounding Eorzea, I mean like entire other continents even. Okay, here they are. So I don't like your face, Missy. It makes me want to do things to it. And I reckon my mates feel the same way. Ain't that right, lads? So remember that the ones which are red are the ones targeting you, the ones which are pink are targeting another party or another person. So, I yield. It's all yours, just don't hurt me, please. Okay, so it says return the stolen items to the Hyorian coachman at the Coffin Coffin. So we're going to teleport again back to central Fanaland, to the Blackbrush station, and run south from there. So, oh, it's you. Any luck finding them blades what robbed me? So let's give back the confiscated wares and the confiscated ring. So it says, a simple, well-crafted ring belonging to the forlorn coachman and intended for his beloved. And the goods, it says, good confiscated by a group of blastblades under dubious pretext. So, 12's bless you, miss. How now I can settle me accounts with Gigi Yon. I'll make the way to Scorpion's Crossing straight away. Looking forward to working with you. Okay, so now we're going to head back to the crossing again. So I'm going to again teleport to Uldar and run out of the gates of the Sultana. I'm going to quickly check how many achievements there are for these new story quests. Okay, so there's one we got for Build the Stone, and there's also Through the Maelstrom. Elise's Resolve is assuming to turn 9, and the Beast of Brewer's Beacon. I'm not actually 100. Oh yeah, actually no. This is from finishing this one here, which is the Big Fishing Quest, and I'll give you the title, the Ambitious Angler. So yeah, so it's basically we will not get another main scenario achievement until I think the whole new scenario quest is finished. So okay, let's talk to him now. So it says, the woman of the hour, I hope you might persuade him to return, but to go so far as to recover the stolen shipment, I must say that was a welcome surprise. Pray inform Master Alphanode that our preparations are complete and we await his orders. Okay, so let's return now to Alphanode at the Quicksands. Okay, here is Alphanode. So he says, no further delays, I trust. Excellent. I should leave more tasks in your capable hands. On which note, the Hourglass is now ready to receive the Domans, which means our next order of business is to ensure their safe passage to Uldar. Okay, so I'm going to just take some random Lernosian toast. So, yeah. So anyway, I don't want this episode to drag on too long because it's been, I think, more than an hour already. So that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, goodbye from Mithrie, and the next episode will be the continuation of the 2.2 main scenario. So, goodbye.